Good day everyone, I am Juliza Mkilingin, a BSed Math 2. In this video, I am tasked with discussing Republic Act 10533 and the Republic Act 10931. Republic Act 10533, otherwise known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. It was approved on May 15, 2013 and signed by our former President Benigno S. Aquino III. RA 10533 is an act enhancing the Philippine basic education system by strengthening its curriculum and increasing the number of years for basic education, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. It has expanded the years of schooling in basic education from 10 years to 12 years through senior high school. The new curriculum allows students to choose between three tracks, which are the academic track, technical vocational livelihood, and the sports and arts track. With declaration of policy, the state shall create a functional basic education system that will develop productive and responsible citizens equipped with essential competencies, skills, and values for both lifelong learning and employment. In order to achieve this, the state shall allow every student to receive a quality education system that is globally competitive. Broaden the goals of high school education for college preparation, vocational and technical career opportunities, creative arts and sports, entrepreneurial employment in a rapidly changing and increasingly globalized environment, and lastly, make education learner-oriented and responsive to the needs, cognitive, and cultural capacity, the circumstances, and the diversity of learners, schools, and community through the appropriate languages of teaching and learning, including mother tongue as learning resource. The Enhanced Basic Education Program, or K-12, encompasses 1-year kindergarten, which is a preparatory education, and the entrant age is at least 5 years old, followed by 6 years elementary education, with an entrant age is typically 6 years old. Lastly, the secondary education consists of 4 years junior high school education and 2 years senior high school education. The enhanced basic education shall include but not limited to the programs for the gifted and talented, learners with disabilities, madrasa program, indigenous people education program, and for learners under difficult circumstances. These programs are to ensure to address the welfare and different needs among learners across the country. The learning instruction from kindergarten to the first 3 years of elementary education shall be a native language. From grade 4 to grade 6 shall have a gradual transition of language into English and Filipino. In junior high school to senior high school, English and Filipino shall become the primary language. Above all, this education is intended to meet basic learning needs, which provides the foundation in which subsequent learning can be based. Upon the enhancement of basic education, likewise the development of the curriculum was formulated. Department of Education, or the DepEd, in partnership with the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, and with the consent of national government agencies and stakeholders, they crafted harmonized basic and tertiary curricula for the global competitiveness of Filipino graduates. This aims to lessen the percentage of unready incoming college students, remedial classes, and duplication of basic education subjects. This is the core foundation why K-12 was implemented in Philippine educational system. Here are the standards and principles that needs to be present to be honed in every learner, educator, and school and institution in general. First is the learner-centered, inclusive, developmentally appropriate. This means that students should bring their own knowledge, skills, and thoughts together with the learning facilities, appropriately for those who have special needs or not. Second, culture sensitive, contextualized, localized, and global. This principle is essential for the learners to have the knowledge of diversity and at the same time the competency in national and global scale through showing, performing, enhancing, and applying their knowledge on daily basis. Third, uses constructivist, inquiry-based, reflective, collaborative, and integrated approaches. This helps students to be able to formulate new ideas and integrating it with what they know. It also helps them to have interpersonal and interpersonal relationships where they can share, create, and learn new ideas and knowledge. Fourth, relevant response and research based. This enables learners to develop their understanding, create environment for learning, and to carry out research in their fields independently, which focuses on the joint acquisition of new knowledge by lecturers and learners themselves. Fifth, uses a spiral progression approach for mastery of knowledge and skills. This approach is applied by introducing ideas and rediscovering it through a complex form as the learners advance their year level succeedingly. Sixth, adheres the framework of MTB-MLE. Promotes both the local languages of each region and the Filipino language as the means for teaching and learning process. This will help learners to develop patriotism and educators to help them understand the ideas, thoughts, and opinions of the learners easily. It is also in the scope of this Republic Act the different education and trainings for teachers. In service training on content and pedagogy, both public and private schools teachers should attend two of the training in order for them to meet the performance standard of K-12 curriculum. Training for new teachers, new graduates, shall undergo additional training upon hiring to upgrade their skills to the new content standards of the new curriculum. Next is the Republic Act 10931, otherwise known as the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, approved on August 3, 2017, and signed by our former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. RA 10931 is an act promoting universal access to quality tertiary education by providing for free tuition and other school fees in state universities and colleges, local universities and colleges, and state-run technical vocational institutions, establishing the tertiary education subsidy and student loan program, strengthening the unified student financial assistance system for tertiary education, and appropriating fund therefor. It is a law that expanded and enhanced the coverage of free tuition 2017. It is composed of four equally important programs, namely free higher education, free technical vocational education and training, tertiary education subsidy, and student loan program. Free higher education, under Section 4, it states that Filipino students who intend to earn bachelor's degree, certificate degree, or any comparable undergraduate degree will enjoy free tuition, miscellaneous, and other school fees. Exceptions to free higher education in SUCs and LUCs under Section 6. Students who have already attended a bachelor's degree or comparable degree from any HEI, whether public or private. Students who fail to comply with the admission and retention policies of the SUC and LUC. Students who fail to complete their bachelor's degree or comparable undergraduate degree within a year after the period prescribed in their program. Next is free technical vocational education and training under Section 5. All Filipino students who are currently enrolled or shall enroll at any time in any post-secondary TVET leading to non-degree certificate or diploma programs offered by any state-run TVI under the TESDA shall be exempt from paying tuition and other school fees. Here are some of the benefits of TVET in state-run TVIs. Can avail TVET program. All Filipino learners enrolled in their first National Certificate or NC 1 or 2 in any public, technical vocational institution or the TVI registered with the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or the TESDA, except to those students who have obtained a bachelor's degree as well as those who have received a certificate or diploma for a technical vocational course equivalent to at least National Certificate 3 and above. Students who fail in any course enrolled in during the course of the program. Next is the Tertiary Education Subsidy or the TES. Under Section 7, TES program is established to support the cost of tertiary education for all Filipino students who shall enroll in the first undergraduate program offered in SUCs, LUCs, and private higher education institutions, subject to prioritization and availability of funds which shall be administered by the UNIFAST Board. Here are the benefits of tertiary education subsidy. Tuition and other school fees in private HAIs and private or LGU-operated TVIs, which shall be equivalent to the tuition and other school fees of the nearest SUC or the state-run TVI in their respective areas. All allowance for books, supplies, transportation, and miscellaneous personal expenses, including a reasonable allowance for the documented rental or purchase of a personal computer or laptop and other education-related expenses. An allowance for room and board cost incurred by the student. For a student with a disability, an allowance for expenses related to the student's disability, including special services, personal assistance, transportation, equipment, and supplies that are reasonably incurred. For a student in a program requiring professional license or certification, the one-time cost of obtaining the first professional credentials or qualifications. And the last program is the Student Loan Program or the SLP. Under Section 8, it states there that this program supports further the cost of tertiary education or any part or portion thereof. A student loan program for tertiary education is hereby likewise established for all Filipino students who shall enroll in SUC, LUC, private, HEI, and TVET program and all TVIs registered under the TESDA.